gingerly with it here. And I think this truck must have originally come with one of them quadrajet carburetors with the electric little doogie whoppers on here, because this harness is all laying up in here.
Well, I ain't never seen anything like that.
Well, I want to run that line through there. Like I said, I'm just kind of, well, I just throwed it in the floor. So I don't think where we're going to need this thing. Evil Energy, which is kind of an odd name, but anyway. Welcome to RCindustry. Well, hey, it's Rick here. I'm not sure where we left off with this truck at. You know, the videos get so many and I can't remember where we're at. But today, what I want to do is get rid of these headlights, and we're going to take the grill out. I bought a transmission cooler. Get her down, baby. This is the noisiest neighborhood. Anyway, I digress. Yeah, so we're going to take the grill out. I want to kind of fab in my oil cooler for the transmission, because I want to put one of those on there rather than using them on the radiator. The radiator is leaking. I don't know if I talked about that in the last video. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to see if I can use that big aluminum radiator that I bought last winter whenever the owl busted out the grill on my other truck. So anyway, or busted out the grill, you know, and tore up the radiator. So anyway, yeah, because I thought, well, if we put that in there, I wanted to put a transmission cooler on it anyway. You know, hey, I think we'll be killing two birds with one stone. So anyway, let's get after it. Show you more. By the way, this is the transmission cooler I bought. It's from Evil Energy, which is kind of an odd name, but anyway, I got it half price because it's got some damage right here, which I can straighten that. I'm not worried about it. It doesn't leak. So anyway, this is twice the size of the one that I put on the other Chevy. So and it seemed to do okay, but I thought with this one, if we're pulling a trailer, we want to make sure that we don't get anything too hot. So this is you know, the cooler that we're going to try to fab in over there. And here we've got some new headlights, and I had this is new old stock. This is well, I shouldn't say it's new old stock, but this is a good temp gauge, because that temp gauge doesn't seem to work. So we're going to be testing that. So I've got this if I need to put it in there. And I bought some new spark plugs for the truck. And then Curtis down there at Canary's Hot Rod Garage gave me a pack of their brand new old stock. So it's interesting that through the years the packaging has changed, right? So and the price has definitely changed a lot too. And then we got our replacement glass pieces, and I've been soaking these with Armor All, trying to get them soft so we can try to stretch that on that glass and get those put in too on the mirrors. So we got a lot to do in the shop today, and I have no idea really what all will get done. So yeah, like I said just a minute ago, let's just get after it. Show you more. Well, we got all them screws out of there. Let's see if we can get this out without breaking it. It's real brittle. It's been out in the sun for too many years. Being real gingerly with it here. I want to try to repair it. I don't want to have to buy this too. There we go. Got that out of there. Let's go look at these pieces. So let's get this laid up here. Now I took the headlight bezels off because they've got some damage as well. So you can see And like I said, all this is real brittle, but you can see that this piece here has got a broken edge, and so I've got the little plastic grommet that goes in there to tighten the screw down with. So I'm going to repair that by gluing this in here, and I'll put some reinforcement of some sort in here. And I'm sure these are available. Everything else is. And this one, the screw that goes down in here has pulled through the plastic. So I'm going to grind down this little washer so it fits in there, and we'll glue that in there, and that'll give us some support for that. And as far as this grill, it's got some cracks in it. Well, first of all, it's got one of these little rung things missing. We might be able to come up with something, but it's been hit, so this is really crusty and cracked. So I'm going to try to clean this up on the backside and reinforce that a little bit, and then we'll probably take this emblem off, and then we'll just paint all of these pieces once we get them repainted, or once we get them repaired. We'll just paint them all, because it's just painted silver. I mean, I can't make it, ain't gonna look any worse. I even thought about painting it black, but I'll probably just paint it back silver. All right, show you more. So I don't think where we're gonna need this thing. So, you know, I don't have the original factory air cleaner anyway. And yeah, I don't think we need this. Well, these have got LEDs in them too, so, but luckily I found in the glove box the bulbs that the guy took out, and they're amber 1157s. So we're gonna put those back in here as well. But let's take out this LED light. Should be the same plug that powers this thing. Man, this is the noisiest place. Noisy, noisy, noisy. Let's just see how this comes out of here. Yeah, oh, it's got some up here at the top. Well, who knew? Now, anybody wants any of these lights? Man, noisy. Anybody wants any of these lights? Well, you just let me know. I'm not gonna throw them out, but I don't plan on using them either. Well, that one is not cooperating. Yeah, so we've got this bulb here. Looks like that. And we're going to put this one back in here. Put that back down in there, just like so. I don't know if you can see that, but that's should just twist in there. Once you get it in the right spot. Well, I ain't never seen anything act like that. Huh. Only because I'm wanting to film it is why it ain't working. There it went. There. She's secured in there now. And now this one's long enough to go back up in there to hook on to our new light bulb right there. See a big difference, and there's a big difference in the weight too. These things don't weigh anything. So anyway, let me get these put in, show you more. Okay, well, you can kind of see this has probably been hit, front end hit at some point. So I want to straighten this up. That's right where that grill is broke. So I want to straighten that up, and of course we're going to pull the radiator and stuff out of it. And I think we're going to go ahead and just paint this all black, make it look decent again. Before we put the headlights back in, we can tape these off and Yeah, I think that's what we'll do. Show you more. Well, let's see if we can warp this back over here a little bit. Off here, because they'll all be a-falling. You know how that is. Let's see here. That whole thing is kind of twisted a little bit. My pliers. Generally, if you wanted enough to get that metal to go back where it was originally, let's see if we can straighten that out a little. Is that is still not right? That whole thing needs to come over. Something like that. Well, I'd say that's better than it was. I wouldn't say it was real good. Actually pushed this apart a little bit because it was hard to get that grill out of here, and I think that's because it had kind of pulled this down. Okay, well, I think that's probably good enough. Let's get some paint on here. Well, first we need to scuff it up a little, and then let's get some paint on it. Well, all right, well, one thing leads to another. I think I'm going to go ahead and squirt this all down with this WD-40 solution I wanted a car show. It ain't what's in this bottle, but it's a degreaser, so I'm going to soak all this down, cover up the air cleaner here, and when we take this out, I want to use the garden hose to kind of wash some of this out and see if, you know, what all's in it, and then we'll just kind of spray this off because it's greasy and we got to get in there and do some work to it. So all right, show you more. Okay, well, you can see got the radiator out of it and got everything soaked down. I put some plastic around the carburetor and taped it down, then I put that can over it. I don't really want to get anything in that if I don't have to. And I think this truck must have originally come with one of them or quadrajet carburetors with the electric little doogie whoppers on here, because this harness is all laying up in here. It was taped back out of the way on this rubber line to the heater core. So yeah, but that ain't got that kind of carburetor on it now, so anyway, I guess it doesn't have to have that on there. That may be part of what that's about. I have no idea. So yeah, we got this cleaned out of here. I'm gonna have to get some new hose while we're at it. These hoses down here feels pretty soft yet, so, and of course this one is pretty new. So looking at the radiator here, right up here is where she was leaking, and you can see, of course, it had a 17-pound radiator cap on it. I just can't imagine why so high of a radiator cap. So I think I'll take that thing over there to that old boy that usually does all my radiator work, and just see once if he can do something with this. So we're still going to put a transmission cooler on here and bypass this, because I want that transmission to run as cool as possible. And it's going to work out pretty good because I measured where this sets, and these holes that are in here are just perfect to run right through here and connect to my transmission line. So we'll come out of there and turn and on the hard pipe, and then we'll have to run some rubber between the steel line and that aluminum housing. But I'll have to get some of that, hose that can withstand, transmission fluid or any kind of oils or whatever. So anyway, all right. Well, let me get the hose hooked up here because I want to get the old sprayer going here and power wash this down. So show you more. Well, it looks like that's how it's going to work, so I'll put you up on fast motion here, and yeah, I'll show you when I get done. Okay, well, we got that power washed. I want to take the hose here, kind of back flush this a little bit. I don't know if much will go through because of the thermostat there, but nothing will go through it. Hope that thermostat ain't clogged shut. Who knows? Yeah, I don't know if you can see that or not, but right there, once that flush her in there a little bit. Pretty clean coming out of there, so that's good to know. Let's back flush these heater hoses here a little bit and see what happens. Yeah, it's coming right on out of there. Let's run it this way once. I think that's what we need to do to the 75 to get the heater action going in that. So, all right. Well, I'm going to let that all set and dry, and depends on what tomorrow brings. I may run this up to the radiator guy tomorrow. But we need to let this all dry out and dry up on here. I can't crawl under it with it all wet. So anyway, I guess tomorrow's another day. Show you more. Well, hey, sorry for the interruption in today's video, but I wanted to take this short opportunity to let you know about Shop RCindustry. Yes, you can go to Shop RCindustry and you can get you this trucker's hat. Order online today. We also have shirts, white, gray, and black. And wintertime is coming, so get you a hoodie. We appreciate any purchase you make on Shop RCindustry. You can go to the About section in your phone, scroll down to the very bottom and click on that tab and it'll take you right there. All the proceeds are going back into the builds here at RCindustry. Here at RCindustry, we're making it just like brand used, baby. And now, back to your regularly scheduled video. Oh, hey, we're back out here again today. Got the oil cooler here, a transmission cooler. So what I'm going to do is fab this in somewhere like right in here. I've got some rubber little things I'm going to hook to and hook to here. Then we've got to make our lines to go down and in on each side, and they just called and said the radiator was done. So we'll probably run up and get that. We might get some of this buttoned up today. I don't know. Show you more. this up and put it together, get all the pieces made, and then we're going to take it back apart because I want to paint all this. But I want to take this little doogie whopper here because I'm going to use some self-tappers, but I want them to be exactly where I want them. Anybody that uses self-tappers knows sometimes they have a mind of their own. So I made a little notch there, and so what we're going to do, that should hold that little thing in the right spot, hopefully. Okay, that worked out pretty good. Sorry for the wind, it is windy today. Goodness gracious. Plastic. I don't want to, I mean, I just can't find anything else in my junk back there that would be any better than this. So, all right, let me get this put on here, and I'll show you more. Well, I want to run that line through there. Like I said, I'm just kind of, well, I just throwed it on the floor. I need to get this wider. So, the thing is, I need to get me a bigger punch. Hold on a minute. Got me a little bigger punch. What it is this hole that goes through here, this inner piece that's spot welded in is not quite lined up probably when they spot welded it at the factory. So we gotta make it work. Well, that kind of made that a mess. Okay, so I've got that threaded in over here. I'm going to make a mark right here so I know where my turn should be. So it'll turn, and then we'll cut it off, and then we can put just a short piece of rubber right there. Because racing AHRA doesn't allow more than so many inches of rubber line on your transmission cooler. So it's where we failed on the other truck, because it had like, I don't know, 1.5 feet total. So this time I wanted to hard line it over. So let me show you in here what I'm talking about. We got to get this bent, but let me show you in here. Down in here, see, I'm gonna put a rubber bushing in this, by the way, just so don't panic. But so that'll set kind of in the center of where we just walled that hole out. Of course, we'll have to tighten all this up. And we're going to do the same thing here. This one will go through this hole. So, yeah. So that's my plan. And we'll just have to see how that works out. Show you more. Okay, so you can see we got her roughed in here. Now none of this is tight yet, but yeah, I wanted to, it's such a tight bend I couldn't do that, so we kind of came over this way. This one worked out all right down here, and then we've got our both pieces stubbed in, and I've got a rubber bushing, so because that'll lay right, that radiator sits right here, so I want to make sure that if there's any wear or anything rubbing against this metal on this course board, I don't want it to rub through. So anyway, that's kind of where we're at with that. Now I'm going to take all that back apart and get her get her painted. So show you more. Okay, well, we took our foo-foo can and we sprayed all that down. I did take and scuff this up a little bit. I didn't like that overspray from where the truck had been painted before, so I wanted to get rid of that. And unfortunately, that sticker just wouldn't clean up. It just dissolved, so no sticker there. And we had to relocate the horn. The horn is supposed to be hanging right here, but of course our lines are in the way, so we moved it over here because that's where we this thing out of. And so there was a hole there, so we just mounted it, and I think it'll be fine. So yeah. Well, we made it back. Got a freshly repaired old radiator. I don't know how you want to say it, but we got one. Also got some parts back here. Got some new heater hose and got a new radiator cap. Got one of these breather things since we don't have the factory air cleaner on there anymore. And yeah, got some silver paint for the grill. So I guess I'll show you more. Okay, well, you can see we got that in. It's piped up, everything's tight. We got the radiator back in it, and there's our connections there. We put new heater hoses on here, and we got a new radiator cap. So all we got to do now is put some antifreeze in this thing, or coolant, or whatever you want to call it. And I do want to put this air breather on back here, because they've taken the original air cleaner off, which would have pulled fresh air through here. Right now it's just sucking the dust and dirt in with the PVC valve, so flow through ventilation or whatever you call that. So anyway, and we need this carburetor wire up here, or this electric choke wire. Let me show you. I want to test and verify that this actually has power to it when the key is on, but it ain't the right, because this is not the right carburetor for the truck. So this doesn't plug in on here right. So if this is powered with the key for the electric choke, I'm gonna probably put a new end on that so it will go on there, and then that way that choke will open up, because right now it pretty much runs with the choke just like this all the time, which is not really what you want, because it's going to be running real rich, obviously. So anyway, I want to fix that, and because we used a whole tank of gas driving this thing home 100 miles, so I know it ought to get better, 3 miles per gallon. So anyway, I mean, it probably won't get any better than 10, but 10's better than 3. So yeah. All right. So let me get some of that done, and I'll show you more. All right. Let's get up here and see if we can figure something out once. You watch this thing and tell me if we got any volts here on the DC. Should be. Yep, we got 12.52. So let's move on up here, and I'll go turn the key on. Now we should have, if that's the correct wire, we should have 12 volts at that thing. Make sure we got good connection. Yep, let's see what we got here. And we do, we got 12 volts. So maybe that was there. I think it was just plugged in there wrong. Let's see here. Piece of it roll thing. That should activate that if this heat shrink or heat shield or heat strip or coil or whatever that's called down here is good. Well, I thought while I was up here I would just adjust this, but this thing is riveted on. You can't even move that heat sink. So I don't know. Let's start it up and see if it warms up, and if it does, this should open up. But it hasn't been. The last one I checked it one day it was running, it was not. So let's give her a start and see what we got. I want to check this too while we're at it and make sure we're charging. I assume we are, but sounds like we're charging. Oh yeah, 13.5, so we ought to be good. There's a spider. I don't like spiders. Well, let's just sit there and see if that thing opens up. It's opened up a little. Got to fix the breather for that. The one I bought won't fit. This used to hook to the air cleaner, but we don't have the factory air cleaner. I better keep this water topped off on here. Well, coolant. Check the transmission fluid here. Yeah, it's about a pint load. That's probably about how much it took to fill up that new cooler. Well, that thing just ain't opening up. It ought to open up further than that. It's been running long enough. It's already coming up on temperature. All right, I think I know what I'm going to do. This bottom of this air cleaner has already got the what-you-call-it on here. And so I'm thinking about just running this and hose it around up to that. And that way that thing will pull on the inside of here, and I think that'll work. So let me get that done and I'll show you more. Okay, so got me a piece of 3/4 inch heater hose, and that just shoved into this, and so that is on there. So now it will pull air from here through here out the PVC valve and over into the carburetor. So, all right, let me get all that buttoned back up. Well, I shined that up a little bit. Summit Racing. That ought to give it 10 horsepower right there. All right. Well, we got that taken care of. That's going to about do it for today. It's getting late, and man, we've been on the road, and we've come back, and we've put it back together, and we've got tons to do yet. We still got all the body work to do. We got to fix things that are broken, But hey, that's the way it is right here. And so I hope you like this video. We're going to be working on all 3 of these trucks this summer. So if you don't like square body Chevrolet stuff, well, I don't know, man. It's probably ain't gonna be your favorite channel this summer. So anyway, hey, don't forget to join the channel. You can go down there and click the join button. Just as soon as you popped it on your screen, there's a little button there that says join, and you can join. It's cheap, a couple dollars a month, maybe it's $3 a month. I can't remember, but it helps take care of all these stuff and fun trips going. You know, gas is pretty expensive right here. This thing I can use some ethanol type gas in this one, so it'll be a little better. But I just filled up the Chevy today. It was $5.05. So, and of course, I think it's money well spent, but we won't talk about that. So, but anyway, yeah, be sure and join the channel. That helps out, and I appreciate all the members we already have. So, yeah. And if this ain't making something like brand used, I don't know what is, because that's what this is brand used. Anyway, and like I always say, as always, we're making it just like brand used here, baby.